Hello everybody, MDpolo here at Range USA in Carmel, Indiana. Today I've got the range to myself, at least until they open, so thank you very much to Range USA for allowing me to do this. Today we got something sort of new, is the new CZ P09 Compact Nocturne. So I guess you would say this is the third generation, I would think, of the P07. Let me know in the comment section if it's the second or third generation. But it looks like CZ is slim downing their catalog. They did away with the P07, and now they just have the P09 compact and full size. So substantially different than my original P07, which I don't have anymore. And we got a vortex on top, and we'll go through all the details at the tabletop. We're shooting some MagTech today, and it is 115, of course, in 9mm. We're set up 10 yards out. First shots through this, I don't even know if the optic is zeroed or not, but we'll find out in a second. This gun belongs to ZR Tactical, so thank you so much to them for letting me shoot this and bring you this review. All right, first shots. A little bit low, but that was me for sure. Oh boy, did I pull that. That was me too. There we go. I'm shaking like crazy, that's me. Reset a little bit. It's the first time I experienced this. The back strap is actually a little small. I have medium-sized hands, and with double action, single action, I normally have problems reaching the trigger. But this has a Cajun Gunworks trigger, and I'm wrapping my finger a little too much around the trigger shoe, so I'm pulling my shots right. Never seen that before, or never felt that before. Try to adjust here. Yep, just all me. Ow. My goodness, what a smooth shooter. We're empty. Gun is safe, nobody else at the range. This was very interesting. Let me bring it in. So we had 15 rounds loaded, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then nice group over here. Those two I felt, my hands, I don't know why, they're just shaking, and I am drinking water for those of you that put that in the comment section. And then they've got this group here, and again, I'm wrapping, see the back strap here, and I don't like dropping slides on empty chambers, but you see how much of my finger I can get into the trigger? So I would just need to get used to this, but I was pulling my shots to the right. But wow, what a soft shooter. Very, very nice. It's got the vortex, tall sights, and the Cajun Gunworks trigger that was installed by ZR Tactical. So there it is, first shots, and now let's take it to the tabletop. And we're back from the range with a CZ P09c Nocturne. C for compact, and what a joy this was to shoot. Amazing. It's such a smooth shooter, very accurate, and we'll go through the details and one of the things that makes it so awesome to shoot. But I think, spoiler alert, I think CZ did a fantastic job in modernizing the P07. So before, if this was still designated a P07, I think it would have been the third generation. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it would have been the third generation of the P07. But now, I don't know if CZ is reducing the items on their catalog or the designations, whatever it is. because we've always had the P09, which was the full size. I'm not sure if it was 17 rounds or 19 rounds, but it was the full size big brother of the P07, which is 15 rounds. Now the P09c, which you have in front of you, also is 15 plus 1. So now CZ has just the P09, and you can have it in compact or in full size. What does that mean? Let me jump ahead a little bit, but for holsters, does the P09 compact still, is it compatible with P07 holsters? And the answer is maybe. And the reason I say that is because the P09c is a hair longer, front to back, is just a hair taller than the P07, which might make a difference, and it is a hair thinner at its widest point than the P07. So most holsters from the P07 should fit the P09 compact, but there's always a chance that they won't. So I wanted to give you that data point right there. Of course, it's chambered in 9mm. It is a hammer-fired gun, single action, double action. It's got a 3.74-inch cold hammer forged barrel, which is nitride finished. We have an empty gun, of course. It was checked before. So I love the nitride finish when they do that to either barrels or slides, because it works really, really well. Now, if you want to, it's also available with a threaded barrel. If you like to run compensators, cans, whatever you want to run up there, it is available. Let you take a look around it. You can see, if you're familiar with the P07, you can see all the changes that have been done. The weight on it, you got 26.9 ounces unloaded with the dot on it. You can see there, it's got the dot. And if you load it with a full mag of 15 plus 1, it is at 33 ounces. And that was using 124 grain S&B for the weigh. The width on it, like I said, is 1.5 inches. It's made in the Czech Republic, and they have a suggested price of $579. Your mileage may vary depending on where you are. Now, starting at the top, we have metal sights, and these sights are not night sights, but they are luminescent. Kind of, if you're familiar with the HKs, oh, that's not liking that at all. There we go. If you look at the HKs, if you're familiar with HKs, they got the luminescent sights. You flash them with a flashlight or something, and they'll glow for a while, but they're not night sights. So very nice. The other thing that is different, and is a very welcome change, is that it is optics ready. And not only it's optics ready, but the dot can be mounted on the slide directly. So you got no plates that are needed. The optics mount is on the footprint of the Shield RMS or the Holosun K footprints. So you got sights that are a little bit, not night sights. So you got metal sights that are tall enough from the factory that they will co-witness with your red dot, and no plates needed. So that is very welcome and a very good job by CZ. Now, talking about the optics mount, or the optics mounting system, there's been some videos out there that they've been telling you about how they've had reliability issues, how failures to feed, things like that with the Nocturne. And a lot of those cases, not all of them, but a lot of those cases have come from using the wrong mounting screws on the red dot, especially the right one. And, putting too long screws that are interfering with the striker channel, and that's where those problems were coming from. Now, this one has the correct mounting screws and zero issues. This gun has been 100% reliable. And on top right now, it's reciting the Vortex Defender. And this is the CCW Defender. I don't have a lot of experience with Vortex optics, but this one is working really well for me. It is solid, it's got a great dot on it, and I have astigmatism in my eyes. There, you can see it. So a lot of the optics, the red dots flare on me or give me a second dot, and it's very annoying. And you know, which one do you use which one do you point with? So I have to be very specific with which optics work for me, and this Defender is doing a good job. So far I'm very happy with this. Now moving down to the frame is a fiberglass reinforced polymer frame, and it's got also a 1913 rail for any accessories you like to hang at the front, blenders, ninjas, whatever you want to put up here, like KS Gun Guy. I wish he was still making videos. I miss his videos. He used to say about little ninjas, blenders, and all this on the front. So you got everything you need here. The slide serrations, I'm going to back up a second. I went through that. The slide serrations are also different. They are much more pronounced, and they're deeper, they're sharper, and now they wrap around the entire frame, the entire slide, I'm sorry. So those of you that like to do press checks, and that's your way of checking your chamber, rejoice, because you got serrations galore. Even though the slides on the CZs tend to be on the thin side, with the amount of serrations you got at the front, and you still have them back here, which are equally as sharp, a little bit wider than the ones at the front. You got plenty to grip from. Now, let's move on to the grip. The grip I really like. It's got the normal CZ P07 angle. They retain the angle of the grip. It's very 1911-ish as far as how it feels, how it points, at least in my hand. But what's the star of the show there is the new texture. The texture is perfect. It's not as aggressive, in my opinion, and to me, as the M&P, but it doesn't also rip you up like the M&P can, and that is just my opinion. But the texture here is fantastic, and they bring it all the way to the top, and including the landing pads over here, where you can index your trigger finger, and you got it on both sides. It's in the front as well, and in the back. So a very, very good and welcome job in the texture. The front of the trigger guard has got those useless little lines up front, but at least it's better than nothing. They give you that. So, staying with the grip, they also have this thing here, which is pretty dumb, and it was removed in this one, this is where the lanyard loop goes. So like a Glock 19X, they just got this lanyard loop. This one has it as well. All right. Let's move down to the controls. So the slide stop, the mag release, and the safety decocker have been redesigned. And I think they did a good job. They're very usable, ergonomic, but everything has been redesigned. You can see the mag release is got its double angle. So you got it here and you got it here, and it's textured on all angles. So I like it. I like the way it feels. I can reach it. I got medium-sized hands, and I can easily reach it without breaking my master grip. And, oops, just bumped the tripod. And it works really well. Even with the gun upside down, it just shoots them out of there. Now this is the Omega. It retains the Omega trigger. And what that means is that here you got your safety, can be either a safety or a decocker. And in the box, you get the parts to convert it to a safety or a decocker. Some people prefer the safety because they feel that improves the trigger just a bit. Other people like the idea to be able to decock their gun. So that's a personal preference. I prefer it with a decocker. I've tried it with a safety, and for my trigger finger, I don't feel that much of a difference. I'd rather have the convenience of a decocker. The mag release not only works well, but it's swappable. Everything else except for the good Lord. Sorry about that. And aside from the slide stop, the decocker is ambi, mag release swappable, and the slide stop is just on the left side of the gun. Now let's move down to the trigger. Something you should know, full disclosure, this trigger has the Cajun Gunworks package, and it is sublime. It is so nice. But if you get it from in a normal configuration out of the box, you're going to see that it is a factory around a 9-pound double action and about a 5.5 pound single action. So 9 and 5.25, let's call it. With a Cajun Gunworks, now we're moving to a 5 3/4 double action. I did that on a 5-pull average, and about a 3.25 pound single action on a 5-pull average. And it is wonderful. Now looking at it here, you got it in double action. It's just so nice and smooth all the way. And the single action, here's your reset. And you're there at the wall, and it's just butter. It really is. It's just fantastic. So going to Cajun Gunworks to get this done, it is worth every penny. Now, I don't want this to go too long. A lot of you are already very familiar with a P07, so I wanted to show you the upgrades on this thing. Another issue that was beneficial for me is I don't have large hands, like I said earlier, medium-sized hands. So normally in single action, double action guns, reaching, when it's in double action especially, reaching the trigger shoe becomes an issue. I end up just reaching it maybe with the tip of my pad, which is then hard to do a straight back press of the trigger. Same issue I had with a P07. With a P09 compact, the way they did the grip, the distance for me from back to trigger shoe is less than on the P07. And actually, this is one of the first times I'm going to have to change the back strap, because if you see back here, I don't know if it's going to show. No, the focus is not wanting to. But down here, there's an S. So you got 3 back straps. They're labeled small, medium, and large. And right there, the S. I think you can see it now. So small, medium, and large. Normally, I don't change them. This one came with a small back strap, and it's actually a little too small for me. And I normally don't have a problem. So when I'm reaching the front and I get to here, I actually get too much finger on the trigger shoe. So I'm going to have to change this to the medium back strap, so I have a little bit less contact with the trigger shoe as I pull straight to the back. And if you saw my target on the shooting part at the beginning of the video, that's why I was pulling them, because I had too much finger on the trigger, and I tried to adjust, but those were my first shots through this, so it's something I need to work in. But together with the texture and this fantastic trigger, optics ready, all the serrations, I mean, this thing is fantastic and a great shooter. Now, do I have any dislikes? Well, straight from the factory, I think the double action leaves a lot to be desired. It really does. But with a little fairy dust, you can turn it into an outstanding trigger. One of the things that I do like is, like I said, the grip angle, the texture, optics ready, accurate, easy to shoot. What else? Is there something else I don't like? No, the only thing is I cannot reach, and again, this is a me problem, not a gun problem or not a you problem, but because of the size of my hands, I just cannot reach the slide stop without really coming around the gun. You see where I am? that's how far I need to go to reach the slide stop. There's no way I can reach it with my master grip. Not a big deal, but in a me problem, I just wanted to point that out. So overall, what's my final thoughts on this? I really liked it. I really, really liked it. It was a very pleasant shooting experience. It is accurate. It is smooth. I really like this Vortex red dot. It's got great sights. Oh, and by the way, the sights are compatible with a SIG P320, which I think it's another nice thing that CZ did, because there's a lot of options available for the P320 from SIG, and for CZ to give you that as replaceable sights, I think it was very, very smart. And other than that, that's all I've got for you. I think CZ listened to their customers and they modernized the P07. And let me tell you, well done, CZ. Very well done. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please remember that I upload videos every Friday morning, and when I can, I do some things on Wednesday mornings as well. My videos should be uploading, I check, and they should be uploading to Rumble as well. And I'm posting to Instagram and Twitter. Well, I'm sorry, X. So you can find me, and if you can follow me on those platforms, I would greatly appreciate it. I want to thank ZR Tactical. They lent me their pistol for this review. So this gun is not mine, it belongs to ZR Tactical. And I'm going to see if I can talk them into exchanging this gun for a check. So once again, thank you so much for stopping by. And until the next time, God bless.